Hello traders and welcome to SuperX Counter Trading Best Settings. So this was the alpha drop that you guys voted on, and I think it's going to be a good one to talk about because I have done so much research and so much copy counter trading, i.e. trading against certain traders, that I think I have a good amount of experience with this. So I'm going to be giving you guys the best settings, best practices so that you guys have the best chance of actually making money. Let's go into it. So here are just 7 preliminary rules. I would say they're going to be pretty good. Don't forget any of these, especially the fact that there's a 6 basis point fee, and that it's typically better to counter a trader who only trades one market. This is a mistake that I made where I basically went here and I was looking for traders that were just bad. There's a lot of problems, guys, when you trade multiple coins, though. The big problem is because of margin. So we all know that Bitcoin and Ethereum, we're going to be probably using more, margin because we're going to have to leverage up, right? Because they're lower volatility than some random altcoin. Some random altcoin, we don't have to use as much margin to achieve similar P&L. So margin really matters. You can't just have a flat margin rate. So what we're going to be doing today is looking for specialists or people that are very, very bad at certain coins. That's going to be a great way for us to make money. Now, this is a pretty important rule too. You can read over that. The margin rules for yourself. There are 2 main ways that you can make money this way, guys. You can either be the type of guy who bets a little bit on very bad traders to basically blow their account, where you're going to take a lot of small losses, but you're going to make some massive gains here and there. If you want to use a little bit more risk, you're probably going to have to go for a lower win rate trader. So I was looking at all of the counter trading here. I actually set my filters to this, and I found a very, very, very good trader, a very bad trader. And it's this account right here who's been trading for a month. Let's talk about some of his settings or some of what he's doing and why that would essentially be the perfect person to trade against. So his directional bias is 50-50. His win rate's at 35%, and all of this is all time. He doesn't trade too often per day. That's 2 trades a day, i.e., 2 positions a day. 4 trades is 2 positions a day, typically. He has a very bad profit factor. He loses more than he makes. That's essentially what it's saying. And he doesn't have a lot of money in his account right now, which makes it easier for us. And yeah, you guys can see just how unfortunate this has been for him. He only really trades Ethereum and a little bit of Bitcoin, but mostly just Ethereum. Why is this so powerful for us? Well, the beauty of this is I'm not really interested in countering his trades on something like Optimism, OP. I just want to do it on Ethereum or Bitcoin. That's going to be incredibly profitable for us because this guy really loses big on Ethereum and Bitcoin. As you guys can see from a lot of these trades, he just doesn't really know what he's doing, and he buys at tops and sells at bottoms. This is fantastic for you to counter trade. The duration's not that long too. Some trades are only like 5 minutes and he loses money, and yeah, that'd be probably break even for you though. So we are going to counter him. I'm also going to show you my best settings here. So if you want to rewind this part, that might be a good thing to do. First thing that you got to do for your settings is obviously hit counter trade if you want to counter trade. This is perfect. Yep. You can tag him, but I don't think we need to. So copy size is important. His average loss is, I think, guys, his average loss is a few $100s. So I think I want to go probably about 0.1. I think is perfection. Counter trade with a 0.1. I think it's just good. So we're going to do a 0.1. Now, max margin per trade, I'm going to put at 40. Max total margin, I'm going to put that, let's put that at 50 just for any excess. Now, stop losses, let's go look at this. So I want to do a $1 stop loss. I'm probably going to do anything more than, I would say, 40 is probably good. I think that looks good to me. Now, advanced settings. Now, this is super important if you're actually going to be doing the right settings. We only want Bitcoin and Ethereum, guys. So what we want to do here is do this, and boom. Do you see what I did right there? So what that essentially should do is it means that these are the only coins that it's gonna trade counter. So Bitcoin and Ethereum. So to me, this looks pretty perfect. Maybe the only thing I'd want to do is lower the margin a little bit. Actually, yeah, I think that I actually want to do 25 with the max. Yeah, I think this looks a lot better to me. And then $40. Yeah, this looks good. So I think that this is probably what we want to do. This just seems pretty good. You can also see his perp balance right here. He doesn't have a lot of money left in his account. He deposited right here, as you can see, and he lost it all. But I'm optimistic this is probably going to work well. So there we go. We are now countering this trader. So when you are countering someone, you guys know how to get there, right? You go to this, and then you can see it right here. So the guy that I'm now countering is this guy right here, which is perfect because, I mean, minus 98% on one trade. His win rate is quite abysmal with a 50-50 long short with his position. So this is very, very good. So if you're going to be counter trading, I will say, I mean, I've said this before, but you really, really, really have to be careful about margin and coin selection. That is pretty necessary. So if you find yourself just countering a trader, not using a whitelist to actually pick a few coins to counter trade, that's probably a mistake. That's a mistake that I made as well. Don't really think that's a great idea. So for this type of trade, this is going to be a little bit higher margin percent. It's a higher margin percent because this trader has a low win rate and we're trading Bitcoin, Ethereum. And like I said here, we're only trading Bitcoin and Ethereum for this guy. So this is going to be a pretty good setup. Okay. Now, another thing that I want to do to actually show you guys with good settings is I think it's also important, and this is the current trade I have on right here, but I think it's also important to not have too many people that you're counter trading. I would say maybe 2, and I have 4. So that might not be a great one. So I'm actually going to get rid of probably these 2 because I don't have any positions. Yeah, I don't have any positions on either of these guys. And if we go to this guy, he is a bad trader, but I want to essentially, guys, keep it very, very simple. Because if you're going to make money, I think specialization is the best way to do it. Yeah, so these are the 2 guys that I want to counter trade. And you can see here, yep, he is currently short Bitcoin, so he currently has a position on. So that is probably going to do it for this video. I hope that all of these settings make sense. I quickly want to cover, though, how you can find good traders to counter trade, essentially. I like 90 days with no minimum. Perfect. So I like this right here. You can also go for vaults, but I typically find that these are better. Now, what do you sort for? Depends on what you're looking for. If you want guys that are just very bad traders and you want to trade large size, this is fantastic. I mean, these low win rate traders only trading Bitcoin, Ethereum is just really good because you're going to be buying essentially the bottom and selling essentially the top. That's what I've noticed for a lot of these really poor traders, as you can see here. So, I mean, there is a lot of very, very, very unfortunate. Yeah, so this guy's down minus 10 million. That might be that one trader that we all know about. This guy's down 2 million. So we'll see this guy. Yeah, the only issue with big accounts, though, guys, is you won't be able to actually counter them because the maximum ratio you can get is 10%. And, I mean, this would just be too much unless you have hundreds of thousands of dollars in your account. But this, you know, this guy would be a fun guy to counter trade. So that's going to do it. I hope that this was helpful. And I hope that you can start to get profits like this. Just take a screenshot of these settings. That'll really help. And don't forget about the fee. We don't want to trade against someone who's trading all the time. See you guys.